Hey, it's Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Services in Lower Manhattan today at the Main Street Matters event, part of National Retailers Day, sponsored by First Data. And I have a chance to chat with one of their executives, Dan Charron. And Dan, tell us a little bit about this event. You had you're giving a lot of support to your retailers, restaurants, so many of your customers to an event like this.
Yes, Main Street Matters started really during Small Business Week, and we have millions of small businesses around the country, and we said, why do we have a Small Business Week? We think every day should be Small Business Day. So we decided to go on the road to cities across the United States and do a venue where small businesses can come in, interact with themselves. We bring all of our technology and our partners. Our partners here in New York were Santander Bank and Payments.com to help us host this and bring a lot of small businesses together.
Well, that's great. We've worked with First Data for many years at CBSI Services. What are some of the initiatives that your company is working with your clients on this year?
Well, I think the biggest thing is helping small businesses handle the technology challenges that are coming at them. More and more the consumers are driving it with phones and things of that nature, and they're overwhelmed by technology. So what we have is we have our Clover platform, which is really a platform for small businesses. And if you think about it, it's the same thing where you're doing so much more on the phone. You're filming me on your phone today, so that's a great example of it. But more and more of that is coming to small businesses, so they need an open platform to run it. And that's the basis of what we have here. And we bring a lot of partners together and software companies together to provide those solutions to small businesses.
Well, that's exactly what one of the restaurant companies that was speaking at the event said. They need help, and you want to try and make it easier for them. That's what your CEO is saying in his remarks. What are some of the ways that you do make it easier for various types of customers?
Well, you look at a small business and it's managing their employee resources, and I'm of the age where you used to clock in and check in with a card. We actually have, through our product, they can manage their workforce. They clock in, it takes a picture of them, they put their number in. It's all done through the same device. On all of their employees' phones, they can manage their schedules. It literally takes off of the owner of the business all of the work they used to do, keeping up books and tracking different schedules for all their employees. It's all done integrated on one platform. It saves them money and it saves them time, and so they love it.
And certainly, I know First Data as a major factor in the credit card processing business. How is the company evolving to meet all these new technology initiatives that are coming out?
Well, if you think technology, the company's about 50 years old, and 50 years ago, it was moving from cash and check into electronic payments. Electronic payments are by and far the largest and fastest growing way people conduct commerce. So we've always been in the technology. I think what's evolving now with First Data is we're the largest by far payment processing, but now we're getting into solution-based commerce solutions for businesses. The underpinning is always going to be payments. That's our history. But more and more what we're doing is providing software and other things that work hand in hand with payments.
And Dan, if you would, tell us a little bit about your career. You are a graduate of the United States Military Academy, where I'll actually be this afternoon. We have a chance to meet a lot of West Point grads. And tell us a little bit about your days at West Point and in the U.S. Army.
Yes, absolutely. I'm one of 5 kids, and all of us went to the academies, and so it was a natural. My dad was in the Air Force, so it was a natural extension to go into the military. So I went to West Point. I was a combat engineer, served in the first Gulf War. I was getting back out, stationed at Fort Benning, Georgia. I got engaged. I met my in-laws, and I also went to the bank to get a mortgage. Both of them said, you need to get a job. So my first job was with a company in this industry, Total Systems, which was based in Columbus, Georgia. That was 26 years ago, and it's been a great time. So it wasn't something I designed because I needed a job, but it's a great industry, and I've been in this industry for the past 20-something years.
Well, when I talk to some of the West Point football players, one of the most popular majors now is systems engineering, and it's really about data management. A lot of those players, once they finish their Army careers, might be a great future staff for First Data. Why is data management an important skill, knowledge set to have if you're in the U.S. Army?
Well, I think the other thing I would add to that is cybersecurity. My class, just as our class gift to the Academy, was focused on cybersecurity and the chair there and things of that nature. More and more of the world, and we see it, we read it all today, is all online. Even people say, hey, the next war is going to be done in cyberspace, not in physical space. So technology, infrastructure, computers, and security, I say it's as much part of our life today. It's going to become even more so, and that's the frontier that we're all operating in right now.
Absolutely. I've had a chance to sit in on a couple of the cybersecurity competitions against the NSA. They have one every spring, and West Point won the competition last year. Dan, Charron, great to hear more about what's happening at First Aid. A lot of exciting things. Great to be here at your Main Street Matters event.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Our pleasure, and thank you for your service as an officer in the United States Army. This is Ken Kreitzer for CBSI Services on National Retailers Day in New York City.